A guy volunteered to do a music video for free. That video got 1 million views like in 6 months, which back then it was early YouTube, so it was still
that's a big deal.
It was a big deal, and then labels started reaching out and stuff like that, and yeah, it seemed like just going all in on that full length was the right decision.
Whenever I need music gear, I always go to sweetwater.com. If it's mics, headphones, or studio and recording gear, Sweetwater has you covered. Next time you need any music gear, support the podcast by using the link in the description and comment section below. Hello to the internet and the world. Today we have Fit for a King live here. Ooh. Appreciate you guys being here, man.
Yeah, of course, man.
Thanks for having us.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you do with the IGDM. You know,
Yeah.
I hit up you, Tuck, and was like, thankful you guys said yeah and made time to be here. So appreciate it, man.
Dude, of course,
Yeah.
yeah. We were all very excited when that came through. That was definitely one of those, I mean, you get it. A lot of, when you're out on the road and stuff like that, making time for interviews can be like a hit or miss kind of thing. Everyone's trying to have their day and do their shit, but this was definitely one of those where I was like, oh, boys, come on.
Rally the troops.
Yeah, let's go do this. This will be great. So
Let's go hang.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's a sad thing where like you don't get to hear from like the whole band a lot of times,
Yeah, like we were just talking about before we started, man. I just love that you've been doing long form whole band, like letting everybody actually have a voice rather than just like seeing the lead singer every time for the 10th interview in a row and like.
No offense, Ryan.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be on vocal rest. That's cool.
Yeah, they always want to talk to the singer.
Yeah,
of course, that's the perspective of a bass player.
And
right?
on the bass player, no one.
I want some attention, please.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I'm doing flips. Come on. Come on.
It's not easy answering how the inspiration for the record was for the 50th time.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, you get like the same questions, and
It is relief.
It's tough.
It's a relief whenever it's a different format too. A lot of times it's rapid fire, 10 questions. How was the studio? How was this? How was that? And it's just kind of, I'm happy to answer it.
How tall are you?
It's like we don't talk about that.
Where did your band name come from? Something like that.
I don't know, man.
That Kia commercial with LeBron.
I'm seeing a commercial.
It's a few years back. They did like a Kia commercial with LeBron where it said like "Fit for a King," and
really?
one of the few. Our band name luckily gets added. There was like a Burger King one that was like "Fit for a King."
There's a condom one, I think.
Yeah, there's a condom one. Yeah,
Try to find that, Jay.
Magnum, Fit for a King. Yeah, like it just gets thrown in all the time, which I love. I think it's hilarious. Good free advertising.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, we've found out that here first that Burger King named your band.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah, dude. You hit her here first. That's the clip. Fuck yeah. Well, just to do a quick intro, we got Ryan here.
Yep.
Vocalist. Other Ryan, but name you Tuck.
Yes.
Right.
Thanks.
Daniel and Trey.
Yep.
Thank you guys for being here.
Oh,
What is this?
The
There
Burger
it is.
King rebrand design fit for a king.
Oh my goodness.
It's amazing.
Is that the album cover? Speaking of the new record, you guys, okay, this is a great cover.
Thank you.
It's good to see you guys
We
doing it.
we advocate for Burger King over all other brands.
Which I'll point out, last night was the first night of the tour, and apparently it was a thing to bring a Burger King crown and mark out burger and put fit for a. There was like 30 people. I posted a picture of our photographer took a picture of a group of people wearing them.
Yeah. That
We
was
put it on
pretty
Twitter.
nuts.
But
Dude, that'd
it
be
was
a badass shirt.
I thought it was cool. He's like, we need to make that viral so people just show up in Burger King crowns.
Yeah, we're hoping it
Every day.
becomes a thing where everyone's just showing
I
up in the
backed it.
crowns.
I ended up wearing one.
Oh,
He's
that's
got it
sick.
up here.
Yeah.
There
It was
they
pretty
are.
sick.
Yeah, it's
Boom.
that second picture on that first post.
Go up, Jay. Nice.
Yeah.
There they
Oh
are.
my goodness, dude. That's
Respect.
genius.
Yeah, I guess they have like a group chat or something and go to shows together regularly. And someone suggested we thought it would be funny if we all wore Burger King.
That's probably not even half of them. There are like a lot of them.
There was like 30 plus of those, but
That's a lot.
One guy was
to be honest.
passing them out.
I think the best double cheeseburger of all time is from Burger King.
Yeah.
oh
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I guess.
I'm trying to think when last
think?
time I even ate it.
I'm a big
think?
double stacker guy.
There you go.
I haven't had Burger King in a fucking minute. But
But because they're fucking closing down.
what?
I mean, a lot of I'm not sure like in permanently, but like around. I mean, Daniel, you'll probably know around here, dude. Like they're just dropping like flies.
Chicken fries.
Yeah,
though.
there aren't a ton, I guess. Now that
It's
you
hard
say that.
now
Yeah.
when you
It's
can
interesting.
do like Chick-fil-A or some shit, Hey, I think it looks nice.
Yeah.
Handsome man, dude.
Honestly. Oh, thank you.
Trey, but it sounds like you wanted to challenge the
No, I was-
burger.
I was
Like,
just-
What's the challenge?
No,
Come on, what's up, dude?
No, I was thinking about what you said, and like if we're just talking, like not a Whopper or anything, but just like just the small double cheeseburger. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
I think those are good.
They
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
you
but
needed clarification that we're just talking
Yeah.
about.
We should later just get a spread of double cheeseburgers and just do taste testing. And see.
That's a dream.
I would
Yeah,
love
that's
that.
absolutely. That'd be very American.
It used to be pretty
is,
cheap
huh?
to do that. Now they're all like $2. It used to be $1.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that,
my.
that gross one on the
Oh.
right there. That one just looks good.
Yeah, that one's gonna fuck you.
I
up.
want the one that looks like shit.
Yeah,
Trey likes some nasty looking.
yeah.
Oh,
Just,
yeah, that's just a lot about.
I love how
It all
much they
makes sense.
overuse the bacon too. Tons of bacon, and I love it.
Nasty
Big fan.
burgers for nasty blast beats, dude. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm gonna be hungry.
Dude, so yeah, you guys are out on tour right now. You guys got Northlane's on it.
Yes.
You got
Alphawolf.
Alphawolf, which has been blowing up the past few years.
Dude.
It's been really cool seeing those guys too. do
Last
their
night
thing.
was psychotic.
How was it?
Their set was ignorant.
Really?
Very stupid. Like just people going off, and it's not just that they're singing along to Akudama. It's like every song. The crowd is so fucking loud. It's
Like
crazy.
actual like big band now.
Big
Like,
band.
it's
Big band.
it's sick to see.
What do you think it was, or like how?
Great record, a
Yeah.
great band. Their live show is very energetic. Like when
Yeah.
it was one of those a while back. We did this. We were on a tour, us, Silent Planet, Hollow Front, Avoid, and then Polaris had a tour. Polaris, like Monster Flames, Alphawolf, and Invent Animate. All of us met up at the Palladium in Worcester for one day and played together. We headlined. My wife and I left, and she was like, "Yeah, that was really great, but I'll be honest, maybe Alphawolf today,
Ooh,
and I was just
honesty.
like, babe, hey, blasphemy. But it's the truth, man. Like, it's one of those shows, they bring the hype, and the fans are not just, like, moshing and advocating. They're singing along, man. Like, they're in it. So, big band.
Yeah.
Big
Also,
band now.
don't want to leave out Kingdom of Giants.
Yes.
They're also on
Yeah.
the tour.
yeah.
They've been great.
Yeah.
Great lineup.
Yeah.
It's always it gets me stoked when I see like okay like a band actually got a sick tour package.
Yeah.
And it gets out because I mean. Booking a tour fucking sucks, and just at the lineup you want, it pans out. The schedules, but to see like your guys' package line up,
Yeah.
and you got every band on there is awesome.
Yeah,
know?
we took our time on it, and we really. It's nice when you get to pick the bands and stuff, and
Yeah.
luckily everybody agreed, and it kind of just. This is one of those that kind of went our way. We had ideas and got really really lucky. Having Northlane with us is ridiculous, and they're good buddies of ours, and very much appreciate having them out on the tour with us.
Yeah.
yeah.
How has Northlane been?
Ridiculous.
Sick.
And it's just so talented. It's gross. Plus, like where they come from too. Like they're such a big band in their country too. Like the show that they put on is beautiful. Just an incredible. Like Marcus doesn't just sing the parts from the record. He sings harder parts. Like he just flexes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think he's got perfect pitch. It's
Oh,
gross. Yeah.
You're like you're better than me. That's fine.
Oh, dude, not even close. It's like, I'm like a kindergartner versus like a savant. Like
Maybe some of the
Been there many times, man. It happens.
maybe some of the coolest guitars in the game too.
best SIG guitars. I think. Like
very.
have you
very
seen
dope.
Josh's signature Jackson?
The pictures, yeah, but I want to see it in person.
Dude, it's gross, and he's got it in. He's got this teal, he's got a cream one, and he's got this new crackle. looks psycho. And then
John's. He's got that
dude.
He's got
nice.
Yeah.
Congrats, Josh.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, man.
And then that's John's on the right. It looks like a Fender Jag, but it's an ESP custom 28-inch.
Oh, wow.
And they both have bare knuckles in them, but it's Josh's signature bare knuckles.
Yeah.
And,
Congrats, guys.
If anyone's looking to pick up pickups.
Yeah.
Bare knuckle. I forget what the name of them are, but Josh's sig.
They're called Impulses.
Cool. Thank you, Trey. Yeah, they're psycho. But they're just, even back 2015, we toured with them. It was Marcus's first tour. That was the
there it is, right?
yeah, there.
Oh,
And then
nice.
also the Telecaster is another version
We're
of it.
fucking horned up right now.
He has that one, and he has the Telecaster version of it, and they're both
There
ridiculous.
we go. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
It's
it
ESP.
rocks.
They're just always kind of ahead of the game with their setups and their
Wow.
and their gear and how it sounds. Like they were always bands that we kind of looked at as like, what are you guys doing? Like, because I remember the first time we played with them, just their pedal board setups were so intense. It was literally each guitar player had 2 boards,
Oh my
and
goodness.
I was just like, what?
Kemper
Why?
on the board.
What are you doing? Yeah, like, and
Big spaceship, bunch of lights on it.
just crazy stuff. And but they sound insane.
That's great.
Yeah, brilliant guys. Love them. So
And it's also cool to see that happening now because I think what bands didn't realize, you know, back in our day, but like that just adds to you guys. That just makes your show that much sicker. You know, when like you kind of get like that kind of like subconscious pump up. You're like, oh shit, I need to like. You get like you put out a little something more.
yeah.
I can't put like a word to it.
You have to step your game up, or else they're gonna show you up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice
yeah.
to have crazy bands like Alphawolf, Kingdom of Giants, and Northlane. Because if you don't go wild, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, the openers all stole the show." Like easy.
It's like, damn, Ryan, they're fucking looking old up there.
Well-
You don't want that. We don't want that.
Yeah, we got to keep the energy up, especially after bands like that. But it's the show itself isn't. You're not getting one flavor the whole time, which is really nice. Where
That's true, too.
Kingdom
You're
of
right.
Giants, like they are kind of in between Alphawolf and Northlane with. You know, they've got a little bit of the space gent, metalcore style, but also really upbeat, fun breakdowns, big choruses, and so just a really fun night. It was really, we watched the whole thing yesterday.
I will say too, like, despite the, the feeling of like needing to kind of compete or make sure you don't get blown out of the water, like everyone showed up yesterday ready to like. Everyone was there at the beginning of the show for Kingdom of Giants and was just ready to like party is what it felt like, and just went off for the whole set and stayed all the way through, and it just felt like what I was talking with them yesterday, and it felt less like, and it's also a headliner, it feels special, but it felt yesterday. Usually my mindset going into a set is like, okay, I got to get prepared. I got to perform and play a show. I don't know. And then, like, I'm in my head about it. But yesterday felt like, okay, we get to go celebrate. Like, it feels like we get to just go have fun and enjoy, like, what's happening and be a part of it. So it felt really special yesterday. I think we all had, like, a moment.
I think we talked about because when you support a show that does really well, it's like you have fun, but it's not your show. It's the other whoever's headlining show, but you enjoy it and you love playing in front of their crowd and stuff like that. But we don't headline very much, so it definitely is different. Like you said, it's like a milestone. So you're kind of celebrating a milestone when you have a good headline.
You see hard work pay off, and when you get to see it, it is a very special.
And the last time
feeling.
last time that we got to do it, we did the same thing, like took our time, really put together a lineup that was sick, and it was Alphawolf's first U.S. tour, Crystal Lake, Chelsea Grin, us, Dark Skies tour. Then 5 days in, the pandemic happened.
Oh,
so,
no.
Yeah, that really took wind out of our sails, and we just have had to wait patiently. And then, that's why I think why we put so much into this lineup and like into doing this tour is we need to kind of redeem ourselves from that you know.
And then we saw alien invasions are happening, and we're like, man, if our tour gets canceled because of an alien invasion, I'm not playing music anymore.
Okay, let's establish something for this conversation. We'll make this 60 seconds, and then we'll go on and tell you guys a story. But okay, do you think it's aliens, or is it a fucking just a balloon? Is it
UFOs are real and the Earth is flat?
God,
we just got demonetized?
There you go.
Well, we gotta cut. You can cut that out.
No, we're in. No,
Cut that out.
no. This is
Wait, if I bring up my my awesome beliefs on Agartha and how the Earth is flat and there's like in Earth and stuff, will you actually get demonetized on this episode? Possibly.
Misinformation.
Possibly, but I don't want to stop that from happening. I want to go. I want to bring it up.
Oh, they're not real.
Really?
It's a bit. I do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't have to. I don't want to demonetize the show.
Let's.
It's not worth my fake beliefs.
No, let's demonetize it on purpose. So, wait, you don't believe in aliens?
No, I do believe in aliens.
Okay. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I do believe in aliens, but I don't believe in flat Earth.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's fucking around, man.
Okay, who here believes in flat Earth? Trey?
I can't say.
Okay, but are there giant troll people inside flat Earth in Agartha? Maybe. Have you been to Antarctica? No. Are there ice walls? Possibly. Why is the sky blue? Water, firmament. It's in the Bible. There you go, guys. Done.
So what is this?
Dude, I'm teaching you, bro.
I never heard of this in my life.
Agartha.
The inner world of
That's
the
where the
Earth.
giant troll people at.
I thought this was a made-up word.
Nah, dude, I ain't playing.
That was a deathcore band.
It should be.
It should be.
It's like
Honestly.
Tactosa.
Shout out.
Tactosa, shout out. It's a lighter.
It's great seeing Tactosa fucking doing cool shit, man.
I
It's
love
awesome.
that band. They're ridiculously good.
Honestly,
Hollow
that
Earth?
would be sick.
Yeah, it's Agartha is Hollow Earth. So what people think is, in theory, at the poles, and that's why you can't go there and you can't go to Antarctica, because there's actually a perfect world inside the Earth where that's where the UFOs and the aliens are actually coming from, dude. And yeah, because they're way ahead of us technologically on the inside of the Earth, and this is Agartha. So.
How do you
fucking
remember
goodness.
all this, but then not the venue we played 2 months ago?
This is more interesting.
Wow.
I will say, like, I don't believe in like a lot of conspiracies or have any strongly held beliefs. But
Let's go.
when I hear about conspiracies or whatever, I'm just like, yeah, could be like anything could be true. You know?
Yeah.
Even Agartha.
Earth could
Aliens,
be flat.
I'm ready for them though. Honestly, I want to make some.
They just need to wait for our tour to finish.
Yeah, wait.
Please.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, the aliens. Wait a month, but when they invade, have one join your band.
That would be super
No.
cool.
Imagine those riffs.
Wait, but what if one of us is actually a reptile person?
I thought we already are. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a shapeshifter.
Daniel, do you believe the Earth is flat?
I do not.
Okay.
I feel like, when
Appreciate that.
when you're on a plane, and you can see like a little curvature going.
Yeah.
That's all I really have to go off of. But I also don't fucking care. So I'm just like, could
You know
be.
what? I'm on the same too.
I think it
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to change my life in any way,
Yeah.
Okay, see that picture, second row to the right. That one, yeah. That looks round. That looks fucking.
You know what,
round.
man? You ever
There's
been
a-
to
there's a
space,
curve.
bro?
That looks round.
Is it a fisheye lens though? That's the
Oh
question.
my goodness!
Exactly, Trey. Thank you.
I don't think the burden of evidence is on the people thinking that the Earth is round.
Okay.
That's
All right.
No,
well,
my-
you know what, guys? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not flat. I guess.
Yeah, it's like if it is flat, it's being kept from me by the powers that be, and it's like,
and that's fine.
I'm
I
just excited by the idea of people see this podcast, it goes viral. They say Fit for the Kings is a flat Earth band.
That hasn't been said yet.
That would be pretty cool.
This is the clip.
There you go.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fit for the Kings.
clip it.
So, hey, Brian. So you were in a band with Bobby prior to this band, correct?
Oh yeah,
Was-
dang, going way back.
Was that were you from or based out of Fort?
Yeah, like the
Fort Worth,
Dallas
Texas?
Fort Worth,
Okay,
Fort Worth area.
Okay.
started playing with Bob when I was 19. And here I am, 32.
Body's awake, yeah?
Yeah, body's awake. No one should know that. I'm surprised you know that.
Yeah, so about
You do your research.
He digs deep.
that's so that's about like I say 2 hours away from Tyler, which is where the original drummer was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From okay.
He's gone to country now.
I heard badass.
Yeah.
It is
sick.
badass. Yeah.
Dude, Co-Wetzel, it's ridiculous.
He gets pyro.
Yeah.
Can't say that about myself. You know.
Not yet. You guys are on that
He
road
gets E
though.
LED.
He gets it.
Well,
LED.
I'll tell you what we can't say about ourselves is that he gets to play with like Snoop Dogg and shit. And
Yeah.
that's
That's
probably not
sick.
going to happen for us. You
Yeah,
know?
they played a
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg 420 show. Them and Co-Wetzel co-headlining.
Yeah.
So sick.
That's
Pretty
sick.
Yeah, he got dapped up by Snoop Dogg, bro.
Wow, that's kind of
Yeah.
a dream.
Yeah.
That probably gives you some sort of like power. Like if you know, if,
Oh.
if Snoop Dogg, if
If
he
I could
daps
just
you up,
smoke in the presence of Snoop Dogg, I think I would like that would be incredible.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
There's an
you're
energy
just smoking
exchange.
and you see him walk by and
Yeah.
you're just like, best joint ever, dude. Like,
I'm now so much.
Does Snoop Dogg even get high anymore? Does he feel it?
I don't know.
Good question.
Yeah.
He says his first time ever tapping out in his life was from Willie Nelson. So apparently he's the goat.
wow.
Yeah, his,
that
That's
makes
amazing.
sense.
Apparently he's like the goat of smoking weed.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's sick.
Willie Nelson. So again, Ryan, you you and Bobby first joined the band in like 2010, correct?
yes.
So then the first record, which was independent, that came out like the 2011. Like so,
Yeah,
it seems like so
2011.
did you guys go straight into like writing that first record or what?
So like 3 or 4 of the songs were written before I joined with Bob by the old vocalist, and then we re-recorded those. But we had written a couple songs like as part of us trying out for the band, just to
Sick.
show them what we could do, and then
Sick.
yeah, we went straight into writing because at that stage we were all like 21 years old, and
Yeah.
it's funny because that sounds so young, but at the time I was like, hey, I got to figure out if this is like what I'm gonna do. So let's just go all in and do like a full-length record, even if we're independent, and then
That's
see
great.
what happens. It's like you never know until you try fully, like paid a publicist, out of pocket, did all that stuff.
really?
And, yeah.
Had it mixed by Cameron Mizell, which was
Yeah.
pretty sick at the time.
So
Django.
it was expensive at the time because we didn't have a label or anything. But we were like, we won't know if this is what we're meant to do or supposed to do unless you go all in to
Yeah.
the best of our ability. And that seemed to be the right choice because we did a guy volunteered to do a music video for free. That video got 1 million views like in 6 months, which back then it was early YouTube, so it was still
That's a big deal.
It was a big deal, and then labels started reaching out and stuff like that, and yeah, it seemed like just going all in on that full length was the right decision. Because if we didn't, I probably would have just kept going to school or working, and because it never makes sense if you're just a local band to like quit everything unless
Yeah.
you're willing to go all in and pursue it. And I tell people that they're like, should I? Like, I want to play music for a living. I'm like, then you're gonna have to go all in and see if it works out. Like, you
Yeah.
can't passively play music on the side. It's like
No.
you got to devote time and effort to it.
I didn't know that. And then you really put everything on the line and paid money that you probably didn't have.
Yeah.
And then it's like, is this going to pay off? And you're probably thinking about quitting the band.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. It's
quitting
like-
the band, or like I'll just go do some local stuff
Yeah.
and just play once a month and have fun with it or something like that. We sold stuff. We were selling stuff, whether it was gear, game consoles, whatever we could to like pay for the record and stuff like that. So it paid off.
Damn.
Yeah, because it's like if you want it to work, and I wanted to leave music if I left music knowing I tried, and because it would really eat at me if I never like went all in, and then gave up, and then wondering, well, what if I had tried
What
harder?
if?
Yeah, that what if would eat away at you as you get older and older.
Yeah, dude. You do not want a what if. You
Yeah.
don't, dude.
So if it didn't work, I wouldn't have that what if. I'd be like, well, we tried, we gave everything, we did a full length, and
Yeah.
nothing happened.
Well, it goes to show you got to sell your video games.
I know that hurt.
Yeah,
That hurt.
Dude, it hurts to sell an Xbox. Dude.
It,
Feels bad.
I'll never sell my Magic cards though. I'd sell an Xbox. I ain't gonna sell my Magic cards. Not for you guys. Not for nothing.
Well, at least the rules are established. That kind of sucks, dude. Yeah, I sold my first Nintendo and the first Sega. I wish I still had them.
Yeah.
You know, sold my first guitar.
Could be over in the lobby over there.
You're right.
Probably worth a lot.
My goodness, dude. Well, I mean, I'm glad. It's a good show, man. You guys.
Oh, honestly, we got some good stuff up there. Look
Oh,
at that.
no,
Miss it.
no, get stuff.
No.
Stop looking at the TV.
We have them about it.
We got cards.
Hey, if
I
you're
already
coming
know.
to a show, bring me and Kirby Magic cards. Brand
Magic
new
cards.
Phyrexia All-in-One
Dominaria.
set, Dominaria remastered set. Hit us with those. I'm trying to pull some Vampiric Tutors.
All right, we'll get back to the music related.
Yeah, dude. So it's great that you guys went all in, and then that obviously got attention from Solid State, and
Yeah.
what a legendary label to be a part of, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's honestly cool working with them because they're a very small team.
Nice.
It's one of those things like we can hit them up and just say, hey, we need this, and there's not a bunch of red tape. They're just like, okay, and it just happens like within a day. Like if we're like, hey, we need some help with this, it's just you can talk straight to the owner and just
Dude, that's the best.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say they're the best label you can be on. They're not the worst, but I like how easy it is to like. If we were talking about we want videos for every song on the new record, and there's like, all right, and then that's the end of it.
Yeah,
where
there's no bullshit.
I've talked to other
cool.
labels and it takes a few weeks minimum to like get approval because they got to go talk to accounting and then they got to talk to marketing and then they got to make sure this is a wise decision financially. And the way the owner Solid State's always put it is because it's independent. Truly, it's not attached to a major or anything.
Oh yeah. Good point.
His goal is he's like, I don't care if it takes a few years for something to recoup. Where a lot of labels, they want it recouped in like 6 months. And so if they look at it from that time frame, like if we give them this money to do this right now, are they going to make it back in 6 months? Where he's like, I don't care as long as one day it recoups, we're good. And that's kind of like a great, I think, thing to have.
Willing to take a chance, and he doesn't necessarily. The team in general. We get to kind of come at them with our ideas and our vision and what we're looking to do, and we very rarely, if never, have been told no. At times they may be like, we don't, think this may be the wisest thing, but generally that's coming from a place of experience. So, and that's a thing that is, I guess could be a positive thing and a negative thing, right? If you get to do whatever you want, whenever you want, because maybe you do some stupid stuff at times. But,
been there.
I think we've been good over the years at, figuring out what works for us and also how to push the envelope, but not in a way that's, too extreme that we, bastardize the band or, quote unquote, kind of. So they're the best team to work with for us, and it's been really, really enjoyable over the years.
Yeah, it sounds like they really helped build a solid foundation because you did your past. You have 7 records, but that was your last 6 records, and really, so obviously if you're still with them, it says it's as a lot. Probably if I were I assume there's already talks, probably re-signing.
We just did an extension.
Really?
Before this record.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, every time that we have been at the end of our contract, it's kind of like in sports with they get the first dibs before the last album. They can come at you and renegotiate, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then that album would be the first album on your new contract. Mm. So each time they've come forward and wanted to renegotiate, and
we get it where we want it to be.
We get what we want, and I would say we've got one of the better contracts in metalcore. We've been able to work with them for a long time, and Brandon has been very willing to do what it takes to keep us. So,
sounds like a cool dude, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we're very lucky to work with him, and it's one of those things that a lot of bands, they maybe are hesitant to sign there because they think that the label is Christian and from everything that we all grew up around, right? Mm-hmm. But they're not. That was a thing in a moment of time, and they are very willing and looking at a lot of bands that do not come from that world. Mm-hmm. And if it's something you're looking at, good place to be. You're going to get what you want. You don't have to deal with a ton of people. and it's been very fruitful for us. So, you know,
It's great. I mean, especially the older you get, the more you realize, like, man, I wish like I had like a smaller team, and then you're just trying to make things more simple.
Yeah.
And then when, yeah, I mean, the less people you're involved with, the better, you know. And I mean, you guys are a perfect example too, because I mean, the music has, you had so many stylistic changes. You know, it's the fact that they like kind of stuck by you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's fucking badass.
yeah, we just, you know, we've always wanted to be able to try new things and be ourselves, and you know, they just never really told us no, because it's not one of those things that we have to like give them the record and then they have to approve it. And well, we're just what we do is what we do.
They've never given any input. I know Dan's been on Solid State with other bands too, and
Yeah.
Solid State does not.
I've been a part of Solid State for like, gosh, close to 15 years now.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, dating back from, like 2009 or something crazy. But so yeah, that's like the only label I've been on like my whole career, and they've always taken care of the bands that I've been a part of. So it's been great.
You know, actually, it makes a lot of sense because I mean, they're obviously they have like the legendary band Zayo, and that if you, I was just jamming them yesterday, and I was like, damn, like those records are all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
They have like those heavy legendary songs, but then if you listen to like the album front to back, all those are just like there's interludes, there's a ton of interludes and jammy songs. I'm like, damn, like. So I guess they kind of had a foundation, just letting the band be the
Under Oath
band.
was like that too, man. I mean, you never knew what Under Oath was going to do. They just came out of pocket.
Like to find the great line and all that was
Yeah.
they just did whatever they wanted.
And coming from their Only Chasing Safety into that, vastly different records. And then, you know, so, you know, I think that they have learned to have a key, you know, a nice ability to let the artist be an artist, which is nice.
You know, and Tuck, I gotta say, I mean, you're, you know, a great addition to the band. I mean, you joined what, 2014?
Yes, sir.
Wow. How did you guys meet up?
I had a buddy who, my friend Chris, shout out Chris Aiken. He at the time was tour managing Sworn In and Thy Art Is Murder.
Sick.
And met the boys. A guy that had done Descendants and Creation Destruction decided to not tour. And Chris just put in a word where he was like, yo, if you are interested, like I got a guy. He's from New York and, you know, he's down to tour and whatever. So I just started sending in videos to them. I took just like raw iPhone videos, me singing the songs. I did pre-pro to a song called Breakaway that's on the record Slave to Nothing. And then I had sent in this song called Selfish Eyes that I wrote with my buddy Max, who was in this band called That's Outrageous on Rise at the time. And that song ended up being on Slave to Nothing too. And after like 3 months of chatting with Jared and just texting, they just called me one day and they're like, yo, so you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, man, absolutely. And I'm just in the bathroom at work, like been waiting for like 10 minutes for this call because he had texted me. And he was just like, yeah, like how soon can you be here? And I was like, how soon do you want me? And he's like, 3 days, okay. Moved out of my apartment, took my car off the road and bounced and just left and went to Texas and tried out for the band. Like I had no guarantees. I learned 9 songs in like a week and then went on a 2-week run with them, Kublai Khan and Sirens and Sailors. And then at the Albany show, which was right before, what was that festival? Jersey Festival?
Was it,
Skate and Surf.
Skate and Surf.
We were playing in Albany. My mom and dad were there, and small little crowd piece of shit venue. And right before the encore, they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna have him join the band, like in front of my family and stuff." So it was very sweet, very sentimental. Still like gets me, you know. So we've had a nice bond since day one, and they've always treated me like family. So, you know, we've tried to keep that sentiment going, like as we brought these guys into the band too, and you know, make it like more than just being in a band, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you left, but you didn't have a guaranteed spot.
Nah, I just quit. Like my job had said, they were like, yeah, if you don't get it, you can come back and, you know, we'll take you. But I would have had to just like come back and find a new apartment and do the whole thing over again. But
You burn the boats. That's sick.
yeah, and I was 25 too. I wasn't like a kid, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I was living in a house with 7 other people, having a lot of fun, partying a lot, and I just was like, needed that life change, man, you know, and it happened and that's why that Slave to Nothing record, like, it was an interesting album for all of us at the time because, like, I feel like we were just trying to get to know each other, but I had technically joined the band like 3 days before we started working on it.
Really?
Yeah, so.
Holy moly.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah. You know, because you're, like, getting to know them and trying to, like, write together when you don't even really, like, know each other that well yet. And it was a very interesting experience for all of us, but a beautiful one at that. So,
You're probably like, who's this psycho joining the band?
We were just trying to figure out what to call each other because his name's Ryan. Even though nobody calls me Ryan.
Would
So.
you call me, like, Fish and
Fish
Scab?
We were just...
Called the bass player the Scab? Jeez,
Yeah.
you guys are ruthless.
I had some fucked up nicknames for a
Scab?
while. And then,
We went with
Dude,
Tuck
if your
because he
name-
tucked in his shirt before going out for the night. And then now it's
There we
just
go.
Tuck.
yeah.
Not a boy.
I used to tuck in my shirt all the time. Then I gained a couple, and I'm not doing it as often. But yeah, it's stuck with. So now when I order coffee, I'm Tucker, and he's Ryan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I assume people call you Kirby then.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, people either call you like their first name or last name because people call me Garza.
Yeah, that's...
Okay, got
It's
it.
weird. There's like certain names that just
Yeah,
people gravitate towards calling you.
totally.
Whether it's Garza or Kirby, but you don't hear like Celaya. Nobody's just like, hey, it's Celaya over here. Or Gailey.
I'm gonna
I've
start too, though. Hey.
Unless you're a high school coach or something
Yeah,
like
it feels
that.
like a very sporty thing to do.
Yeah,
It's like-
I got
Yeah.
called Gailey a lot in like wrestling. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Got called
Get
Gailey.
over here, Gailey.
Yeah.
Dude, I think Dan's a cool name. Dan.
Thanks.
straight to the point.
Yeah,
I've been a Daniel like my whole life, and it wasn't until I started touring that people just from other places in the country started calling me Dan, and I was just like, that's fine. You know.
Trey has a good name journey too.
Yeah, my real name by birth is Alfonso. So my full name is Alfonso Celaya III. Like I have a 3, like a Roman numeral 3 suffix.
Okay.
Classy.
But since I'm the third, I go by Trey.
Mm-hmm.
If that probably
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense to some people, but it's like a thing.
There's a world
Okay.
where people call you Al. And that's
That,
weird.
That's more of my like my grandpa and my dad were Al, but like I've just always been Trey. Like they called me Trey, but Trey's not like legally in my name. It's technically a nickname,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
So we all kind of have nicknames, I guess, except for Dan.
Yeah.
But
I like Dan. That's
Good hearty name.
Yeah.
a pure,
Oh,
good
Dan.
guy. There's
Yeah.
Dan.
I'll tell my parents that you're stoked on it.
You know a guy named
Thank them.
Dan's always down to help you out if you need it.
That is true. That is
a
true.
Chicken noodle soup of names. Just
Oh
a
my
hearty,
goodness.
solid.
I like it.
So I really want to talk about the 5th record, Dark Skies. It came out in 2018.
Yeah.
What was the difference with that record? Like your whole like the whole approach to it, because I mean sonically it sounds different, sicker. Obviously you have like your biggest song on there.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the process like?
It was way different because we started going to Drew Fulk, and I think that was the first time we had like a producer really be involved. And no offense to any producer before that, because I think some of
In
it
a-
is...
Yeah, I guess a different way, just like the songwriting aspect.
Yeah.
You know.
Some producers I don't think were as interested as in our band as we were in them.
It seemed like
Which
you
is
only
fine.
like had engineers before.
Yeah, it
you know.
seemed-
Oh,
So this is the first time
Yeah.
Drew was like writing with us. It was like a member of the band, really hands-on. And he reached out to us wanting to work with us. It wasn't like we were deciding where we wanted to go, and Drew reached out wanting
Interesting.
to work with us. So he definitely had this like hunger to do the record. And I think that was something that was different. Where in the past we chose where we were going. And obviously we still chose Drew, but we were the ones reaching out to the producers to gauge if they were interested, whereas we knew it was mutual with Drew. And I think that really, and obviously Drew has turned into one of the biggest rock metal producers in the genre. I mean, he just did the last Disturbed record. stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
So he's like, he does like Ice 9, Motionless in White.
Wow.
And the new We Car. Like, he's killing it. And he's just very motivated. And we actually worked less, but got more done because he takes weekends off. And somehow that felt like we liked his workflow. Because some producers like working till 2 or 3 a.m. and that's not our.
And we also became very close. Like, you know, now we've done 3 records with Drew, and each time has been like an evolution in our relationship. And he doesn't want to just work with a band to work with a band. Like, if he's not interested in like getting to know you as people, I don't think. Because he can kind of just do what he wants at this point. But at that time, the most amazing thing about, I think, that chunk of time when Dark Skies came out was that he did the Amir comeback record, he did Chelsea Grin Hostage, he did like all this Motionless, Ice Nine's blow up record, all in that year. Whoa! And
he also did Lil Peep and stuff.
Yeah,
too,
he did.
So he was
Special time.
So he just has done. There he is, our fucking boy.
There you go.
Probably gonna see him tomorrow.
he's up in L.A.
Yeah, and
wow.
he is the person that. He changed our lives, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're working on like, you know, When Everything Means Nothing, I think When Everything Means Nothing is a great title because it's like simple, effective, but it's the hardest things to come up with.
Yeah.
You know, it's that simple, boom, everything means
I
nothing.
think Ryan named that song.
Yeah, it just kind of went along with the theme that was being written. Tuck came up with the premise and like the line in the chorus and a good amount of the whole beginning. And
it's an interesting song because at that time we were like transitioning into Ryan. Like Ryan had really been like working on learning to sing and like being the lead singer of the band, not doing good cop, bad cop with like screamer guy and bass guy singing. And I have a pretty big ego, and I had a really hard time transitioning and like taking a step back. And so that's kind of where that comes from, because the like ones and zeros fill my eyes, all this stuff is just thinking about like when Slave to Nothing came out and like all these people just tearing you up and they don't even know what you're fucking writing about, and the whole album's about like my best buddies that fucking died and all this shit, and I'm joining this new band, I'm totally vulnerable, and that kind of stuff sticks with you, man, you know? So then when you're doing that transition and working it out, it was something that we were figuring out, and it was just very raw. Like I wrote like this whole chunk of lyrics, and then Bobby was like, this line, this line, this line, this line. And that's what became the beginning part of the song. And then when we were working on it, we just were stuck for a second sitting in the room, and Kirby had done the first line, that I try to smile, try to fight, just say I'm okay. And then I was like, but every day feels like a hurricane. And then we just like, it just clicked and we just did it. And then, yeah. And then I had the line, I was born in the rain. And we just worked on it, and it just kind of came. Like, it's kind of a blink of an eye.
And when we did it, we didn't even think it was going to be like a huge song. We were just like, oh, it's just a cool song. And I think that's what's funny is same with Price of Agony and
Death Grip was even like that on the
Death Grip wasn't even a single. It was just the last track of a record. But it's weird because it's almost like when you're trying the least to write your biggest song, that's where the biggest song comes from.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And it really was, it wasn't like all these changes and alterations and changes and reworking. It just happened, and it was done. That was it.
So it didn't really go to any like extreme like reworking phase. Like once you had the core of the song, I mean that was pretty much a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was just it. So it was a special one. But yeah, like Price was like that. Price of Agony was legit just, blasted through that song pretty easy. Like Drew, that's part of his specialty is, there's some magic he gets in that room. Like by making people vulnerable and getting them to express things that maybe like we haven't communicated, not just on a record, but to each other, stuff like that, and it's great. Like you hear stories about even you know, him working on the State Champs record and them all sitting together working on lyrics and, you know, putting words together. And, you know, he cares. He cares in a way that a lot of people don't care. And I think that his goals are different. He doesn't care about the coolest guitar tone in the world. He's like, I want to write the most badass song ever. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Every time.
It's all that matters. Yeah, we're not playing with a bunch of gear. We're not, and I love that shit. Don't get me wrong. Like, you heard me talking about my buddy's guitars and all that stuff. We love that stuff, but
he would say that he is a.
And there's Jeff too.
Yeah.
Hey.
He would say that he's a big picture guy, not a parts guy. You know, he's thinking about full scope. Whereas, like, some of us can tend to be like, oh, well, like, especially myself, like, I'm always focused on, like, oh, well, like, little intricacies of, you know, what's happening in the song. And he's just like, you guys figure all that
yeah,
out.
He's like,
I'm
you
just
can work
trying
on
to
that
make
in after hours,
Wow.
like, if you want to change the riff up.
Yeah.
But he's worried about the structure and how catchy the song and chorus is and stuff like that.
Whoa. So, so the song's done. You put the least, like, reworkings into it. Didn't even know it's going to be a single, and then it... So you say that you didn't really realize it was going to be a single, but when it's done, obviously you get, like, you know, like, the mix and the master back, and you're hearing it in your car. It's like, okay, is this... Okay, well, we're going to make a video for this song? Is that what's going...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some songs were like, this song needs a video to, like, properly portray the emotion in it and stuff like that. Because we've done plenty of videos where it's like performance and it just doesn't hit. And it's like, how effective are performance videos at a certain point versus like, if you have a really emotional song or like, look at like Lorna Shore even with some of their like Pain Remains songs and stuff like that. The video adds so much emotion to the track that you might not have picked up if the video wasn't there. So I think videos need to be treated almost as like a way to amplify the message of the song more than just like, here's us playing in a really cool room, which we've done that a lot of times.
Of course.
And we've noticed our biggest videos are the ones that have visuals or a story that amplifies the meaning of the song.
Yeah, it's like you establish like a deeper connection with whoever may be watching it. Right?
Yeah.
And then in turn, that'll transfer over to obviously Spotify and the stream. So that one... It's just connected, man.
Yeah, we got really lucky with that song, man.
It's all luck, right?
Oh, yeah.
It is, honestly. Right place, right time with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you can, you know, learn every song and, you know, everyone knows is like G, C, or D, like, you know, major pop chords and stuff, and you can shoot for the bag, but, like, I think that the realist stuff works, you know? And that's one of the things I think that's, you know, been so nice about, you know, being with someone like Drew and just the evolution of our band is like, I think the newest record, The Hell We Created, is the most vulnerable thing we've ever created. And, you know, if you listen to that record and you don't feel like you know Ryan better or know the band better, then you didn't pick up on it, you know. So, you know, I think it's songs like When Everything have helped us to learn to open up, which has been really nice.
Yeah, I mean, with Dark Skies, and how was like the reaction like? Because I mean, that single is kind of different. Like, did you expect like a backlash or something?
I don't know. I feel like Dark Skies, our expectations were still not crazy high. Like, our band was not huge. We were drawing like 300 people if we played a headline show, maybe. And it was like our thinking was still pretty small on like goals, where we were just trying to write records we liked and we just wanted the band to get bigger. But to get bigger than that's not like a massive like breakthrough success type thing. And then so we weren't, I feel like we hadn't settled on a sound yet, because we were like, clearly what we're doing now, it's like we're enjoying it, it's fun, but it's not pushing far out. So we felt like we still had the freedom to kind of experiment, because I feel like the larger your band gets, the harder it is to like deviate from what made you successful.
Yeah.
Because at the time, I think and it's not the best gauge, but it is a gauge. Like, our band had like 200,000 monthly listeners and stuff whenever we were in the studio doing Dark Skies. So it was like, looking back, we're like, dang, that's like Kingdom of Giants has 300,000 monthly listeners, and they're the opener on the tour. And it's like, our band wouldn't even be big enough to be there. And
It's cool.
so I think when we put out the song and it blew up, that album got us up to like 600,000 And it was like, cool. So it's like triple.
Yeah.
And it really set up for the next records.
That's what you call a great response.
Yeah. It's,
Oh my goodness, man. Holy crap. So,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
so then obviously that leads you to the path. And then, so during the Dark Skies part touring cycle, I mean, Daniel, is this where you joined?
Yeah. So I had met the guys through I played in another band called Phineas, and we had done some tours together. Just became friends and everything. And yeah, when Bob, who is still in the band, just not actively touring, kind of decided to stop touring. Just kind of asked me if it was something that I'd be interested in, and I was like, yeah, like I'll do like some tours and stuff. Hadn't really like committed to much other than just filling in, and it just worked so well and everything. And it was a good fit. We all got along really well. We were all excited about just kind of bringing in a new tool to the band, so to speak. So yeah, The Path was my first record, and big learning experience for me.
How so?
With just like, I have always kind of like produced my own records, like been the guy in the chair and stuff. So like working with another producer who was, I mentioned earlier, like I'm thinking about parts, and this is like this big picture guy, like really had to figure out how to work together. So that was like a pretty hard process for me, that first record. But the record, turned out great. Still doing really well. And through that, Drew and I really like kind of figured out how to work with one another. And now we have like this really great system down of, just like we're just kind of throw in parts or whatever. And then I engineer like all of our records. So like I've kind of worked in my like little like flashy stuff just in like the engineering stage and things that I like want to like include in there as well.
Like,
so
going off what Dan said, like we'll get done with the day with a song, right? And like have it all fleshed out, and then he'll be like, okay, Dan, like now you get in the chair, and then they'll actually sit and track guitars and stuff, and Dan will track the record alongside like Drew, and they work together. So it's become like a team project since Dan joined the band. Just because he's so meticulous, it just adds a lot of flavor to the guitars and allows it to just get a little riffier, a little crazier. Because between just guitar riffs and like his ability to like super shred and his voice when it comes to harmonies is bonkers. Like, dude has crazy.
Appreciate that.
Of course. Dude's got crazy pitch, and he can sing super, super high and do all these, like, Sam Carter pitch yells and stuff. So when it came to, like, adding a tool to the band, he plays a different style of guitar than Bob does and had all those vocal abilities where it just made so much sense. So we got lucky.
yeah, thank you, bud.
It's a family now.
Yeah.
You know it. You know it.
And
And,
then,
that funny thing, Trey actually tried out. Like, well, we asked Trey and Dan both had like filled in on guitar in the interim.
It was like what? It was like a point where he came in for a tour, right? What was that?
Was a Prada headliner.
Even before that, I think Fitz's first headliner.
The one with Norma Jean?
Yes.
No, it was
Like Moths.
Like Moths.
Like Moths.
Yeah.
It was basically whatever I was doing, any like Phineas stuff.
We had to
Trey
figure out it.
would come and play guitar on like whenever I was not.
So they were both swapping off filling
Yeah.
Yeah.
on
Wow.
guitar.
I don't know if it was me first or I don't know
think
if Dan
Trey
had already done.
was
I might
first.
have done the first
Yeah.
thing, but yeah, I played guitar during the kind of it was right as Dark Skies was kind of like in the album rollout.
Yeah.
So I've kind of been playing with the band since 2018. And I was playing guitar for a while, and we were swapping tours, like they said. And I'm from another band called Invent Animate, and so it's kind of the same situation as Bob now, where I'm like, I don't actively tour with them now, but I still am like a writing member. So that's how we know each other, just from playing shows and both being from Texas and stuff like that. But yeah, so I've been, I don't know, I've considered that like. Once you tour with a band a few times, you have that like kind of brotherly thing with them, and so I've kind of considered them family for like a while. And then I've just joined recently, so I've been in the band. I guess it's like a year and 5 months or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But definitely feels like longer than that.
Yeah, we have more of a history than that,
Yeah.
so it feels like more. But yeah, I came in. My first official album was this recent one, the Hell We Create. So
Yeah, do you guys lock yourselves in like a Airbnb?
We live in one, but we did that this last record. The previous two, we lived in the studio. He had like a bunk room.
Oh,
But we switched over to an Airbnb. There was like a 3-minute drive. And honestly, we loved the Airbnb.
Much more
vibe.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
We like in general doing that kind of stuff just because everyone has like kind of their roles, and we live together well when we need to. We're all married, so we're good at.
oh
being,
you guys are married.
We got our shit together.
good roommates.
Yeah.
Keeping it clean.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you? Because like obviously there was like a history and that you have like the deep Texas root. Like, okay, like it seems like you just officially joined a band and we went straight into like an album.
Yeah, pretty much.
Similar to Tuck.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy.
For
It's
me,
pretty psycho.
We really wanted him. He's probably going to say something similar about wanting his drums on it because he's the one who's going to be playing the drums.
yeah, I pretty meticulously like, because the way, they very much have like a formula, it's like Bob and Drew in the chair a lot of the time, and they're just like laying parts down, and Drew's a drummer, so he'll kind of he'll map out parts and be like, here's a skeleton and here's a fill that gets the job done. And so like it'll when I listen back to it, all I can hear is like, oh, that drum sounds like cheesy or something,
Sure.
So I pretty meticulously went back through all the drums and just tried to kind of put my own, I don't know, stylize them the way that I would. And it's like they work through MIDI because it's just quicker, and so we just did that. And but yeah, for like like I said, they very much have a formula down, and so it's kind of coming into a new space where it's like, okay, these guys have a thing going, and I'm not gonna try to come in and like step on anyone's toes or like interject too hard. Of course, if like anyone has an idea that they like really feel passionate about, it's like you can say it and like your voice can be heard. But
It's good.
I was trying to figure out just like my role the best way I knew how, and so it kind of took like a couple weeks of being there. But after a while, I was like, I think the best way that I can contribute right now, since they have such a strong like writing relationship that I don't want to like impede on, was to try to just start doing like sound design stuff. And I've gotten like over the pandemic, I learned how to use like Logic and just got pretty savvy with like recording and making demos and stuff like that. So I just I was like, okay, while they're doing everything else, I can wait for some drums to come back to me, and I'll rework drums, and I'll also try to like add some like atmosphere to the songs that they're pumping out, just for layers and textures and whatever. And for me, that's like so far has been one of the best ways that I can contribute. And even for this headliner that we're doing right now, I tried to do a lot of that stuff too, like sound design, where like in between every song there's really never a dead moment. Like there's always something happening, or I took themes and motifs from existing songs and tried to create like really cinematic or maybe moody pieces that feel like, and it's all working with the lights and everything, and it makes it feel more experiential, and like rather than just like, okay, here's the next song.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll into the song. It's more of just like everything's just building and flowing in and out of it, so it feels a lot more cohesive and kind of like cinematic that way. And that's kind of like Kirby mentioned earlier with like, some songs need like a video or need something to kind of like properly express like the emotion, whatever. And that's been very gratifying in like the sound design aspect of things for me, whereas like it like kind of hearing it back and feeling how it feels in the room when we're playing those songs now, it feels like it amplifies.
Yeah, like
I agree.
speaking of like, you know, the clips and certain songs, but like the one that he has that Trey created, like Going Into When Everything, it's like just the perfect, it's like fucking seeing heaven right before you play the song. It's like,
Nice.
it just gets you in this place. It's perfect. And since on this tour we got to do LED walls and all this stuff.
Sick.
The media person that we have with us on this tour, his name is Anthony Tran, and absolutely mind-blowing. He was out with Pierce the Veil on the previous tour we did, and he designed all the videos that are in the LED wall. So also having him here doing the pictures and video while his show that he helped create, you know, really is going to be like a cool tool to utilize. But so since he made that, what we did first was have Trey just like lay out the set and make all his interludes and stuff like that. And then we got to put all these pieces into it and bring it out. So it feels like a show, you know. So it's not just like, hey, we're going to play 10, you know, 12 singles for you or whatever. It's just feels like a little mini movie, you know.
You guys put a lot of time into like the small details.
Yeah.
Trying to do that more and more.
I would
And
say that that's definitely
never
been
ends.
a thing in the past like couple years, especially like just you know, I think the way that you guys did things in the past, it was just like only a few tracks, and you know, we started doing things like adding like vocal references in our ears, and just like having, you know, all, just like way more detailed like track sessions and stuff that had just only made the band sound better.
Dan made
and
the
just-
best trick ever for me. He did the coolest thing where, and since we use Kempers, we have our Kempers hooked up to the computer in MIDI.
Yeah.
So all the times if there's a breakdown where it goes dun 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 dun, it cuts in the MIDI. That's why I can spin my guitar so much and not have it making noise.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
it literally mutes, and I don't have to touch the knob.
It would be
So-
like, you know,
yeah,
like
because in the
just
past,
farting
or like,
around, so.
yeah, I'll be like climbing a fence or something, and you just hear slamming against it, and Brian would just be like, "Dude, our sound guy, of
course.
dude, you're off. Like this sucks." And so Dan, when he came in, he just like pulled that out and made this trick, and I was like, because people, you know, they will be like, how are you silent during those parts? Because it's this guy.
That's
Dan
sick.
and I are both from like our band backgrounds are more like technical shreddy stuff, and so I think we both have the brains that are like, we're the detail guys.
Yes.
Like we're gonna like really fixate on the
Everything's
stuff
going to
that,
be perfect.
yeah,
Like,
that no one else cares about, but we care so much that we just have to do it and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
spend hours on it. So that's kind of our, you know, where we
Well, yeah,
slide in.
and it's helped so much with like between all that kind of stuff, and you know, having his style. Where now he's also doing like a drum solo on this tour and stuff. Like I said, with you know, Dan adding in not just the shred and the vocals, it's definitely helped to, I think, elevate the show and have it be, you know, throwing, not a ton of metal bands are throwing in 3-part harmonies and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
So we're just trying to do that while also being like story of the year energetic. Like it's got to be balls out, entertaining the whole time. So
Dude, I see it. I mean, it's kind of why we're here. Is how I found out about you guys. Literally, dude, I'm at home. I'm about to eat some pancakes or some pizza. I go on my Instagram, and literally, kidding you not, about 90% of the time, I see you.
Yeah.
Literally, dude.
pretty cool.
I
Thanks.
was like, who is? Because at that point, I didn't know who Fit for a King was.
Yeah.
And then I explored like, you know, your band, and then like your social media presence. I thought, like, these guys are doing it right.
Thanks.
This is sick, dude. I always see them, but it's not overbearing. And then it's funny. We had a joke before you guys came in here. I'm like, man, I didn't realize how big of a band they are. You know, until I did the research.
Thank you.
I was like, damn, these guys are a massive band right now, man. They've been through a lot and really made a name. You know.
I think that's since we haven't, you know, headlined a lot, like Ryan said before, like this tour right now is kind of us kind of trying to put our stamp on it. You know what I mean? And having people finally maybe see where we're at and what we've been doing. And thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
You know.
No, you guys already have your stamp, and no one's ever going to take that away from you. They'll try, but you guys have a permanent stamp. It's dope.
Well, thank you,
It's
man.
fucking badass.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, damn, we're a little bit jaded. And I was like, you know, we need like, I'll see you guys. And I'll tell my guys, like, we need like a social media presence. What the fuck?
Dude, the videos going viral though is a total fluke, man. Where like,
really,
you know, we've tried stuff like that in the past, and I just got lucky where, you know, I posted that video, and then like a week or two after, it took a little bit, like it started doing okay, and then it caught the algorithm, and that one video doubled my Instagram following.
Whoa.
Yeah, it stayed in the algorithm for like 5 weeks, and it hit 3 million plays.
That's
so, and then because of that, other videos of mine started going, and I started like checking, you know, being like, I think these hashtags are working, and you know, all this stuff, and you know, the guy that was working media for us at the time, Trevor, like he really was super involved and learned, you know, what works for our band too, and he caught some really cool moments. One of the things that we've noticed too, like, you put all this effort into all these crazy videos, and then you just get that one iPhone video, and it just pops.
Dude, that blows me away sometimes. But like you put all the effort into all this, and like, but the one, like, you know, post it, and then it's fucking, it takes off.
Yeah.
It's so mind blowing, dude.
And it's weird because like even now that one video has been made into all these like compilations where it's like expectation fail, and it's been shared in so many languages and stuff. Where like there's a ton that.
What the?
There's a ton that go out, and like I'm not tagged in them or whatever, but I don't care. Like, you know, occasionally it's cool or nice, you know. If they some people start tagging me in it, like I will be like
that's the one, dude.
And some people have even tagged in and been like, "Yo, I'm the guitar player in the fail or whatever."
We have all been hit by either him or his bass multiple times though.
Yeah,
so.
Because it has mine too. There's
safe.
one that
I'm a little bit shielded. Yeah,
his cymbals aren't safe.
And there's one at Warped Tour 2017. I threw my guitar. Like, it's happened 3 times, but my strap breaks and I throw it and I hit a security guard in the nuts. And, you know, that was, like my first video that ever, like, kind of went viral. But, yeah, man, I straight up got lucky, dude. Like, I don't know.
That guy's infertile now.
Yeah, straight up, he done. But, yeah, I guess just, you know, in terms of the bass player thing, I don't know, man. A lot in metal in general, not a lot of people think about bass players, know bass players or whatever. And, you know, I grew up loving The Chariot and Story of the Year and, like, you know, all these bands that put on these crazy entertaining shows, Bleeding Through, fucking, like, you know, watching those spin kicks and shit. I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And when I was a kid in high school, I had this homie, Steve-O, who was in a band that... he was older than me, and he had crazy stage presence, and just been ripping him off for 20 years.
Story of the Year doing backflips.
Dude, they're the shit, man. Like, you don't want to talk about like good guitar spins and shit. Like, this band was goated, and like they put on the most wild show. And like Seosin, like, dude, there's this one video of Justin Shikowski where he does the OG, like, I'm gonna throw it 10 times around him.
Yeah.
And you know, he's been tagged in my videos so much where he even like you know, we DM'd each other, and I was just like...
He blocked you.
I was
like, so tired of fucking seeing this
guy.
Yeah,
yo, this video, yeah. Check this shit out. It's so sick. But I told him, I was like, yo, man, like, you're the whole reason why I do this, and that, you know, I'm definitely just ripping you off. And he was like, yo, man, every time I see it, it makes me smile. And I was like, that's the cool shit, because I love Seosin, man. Here we go. With a Les Paul, bro.
Oh my goodness, sick.
This is so vertical.
That is a Les Paul.
Well, he's
Gibson,
a much bigger guy too.
That's
like
a heavy guitar, man.
And they are heavy,
especially in 2007 or something. So that guitar is heavy.
My goodness,
but, yeah,
dude.
amazing
Great bands,
band,
dude.
amazing band.
Great bands. Seosin, shout out.
Yeah, thanks.
How long has your new record been out?
Since October, so about 4 or 5 months.
How's the reaction been?
Honestly, seeing in this European tour we just did, and then the first show of this tour, it seems like it's going really, really well. It was kind of hard to gauge at first because when it came out, we were on that I Prevail, Pierce the Veil tour, and we didn't have a lot of fans at those. So
every show's like massive. You're like, oh, fucking killing it.
Yeah, you're just there absorbing. You know?
Yeah, we were just there absorbing. We were leeching fans from them.
Great.
But yeah, it seems like it's going really, really well. Like between this tour, the first show of it at least, and then the European tour, people seem to really like it.
It's great. Yeah, fans seem stoked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, if you put out a record and one song hits your fucking top 5, you're like success.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know, now
absolutely.
that you've got a whole rotation of stuff going into it. It is, always interesting seeing how people take to your new album and stuff like that. But I think things have been going great for us. You know, we're really happy with it. So
You guys earned it. You guys fucking earned it. It's fucking 7 records. You guys put your stamp, and you guys have a solid spot in the scene and the genre. Now you guys have literally. It's so fucking crazy when you have like you without even trying. You built your whole career, and should we have all these songs to play?
Yeah.
And the people that have bought tickets are gonna know all these songs. That's just like.
Wild feeling.
It is.
It's so wild to be able. You guys built your career, and you have. I mean, hearing your story now that that's a solid foundation, and it explains a lot why you guys are here and why you guys have the name. You know, and not a lot of bands have that. It's dope.
we're doing something fun for the fans that are down to come to VIP and stuff too, where we let them all vote on throwback songs. So we're playing some songs from the first three songs from the first 3 records.
Yeah.
Just for the fans like at the VIP. So that's been a really cool experience too. It's like
Wow.
playing some songs that we haven't played in 7-8 years. You know,
Nice.
It's cool. So
That's fucking badass.
yeah.
If I do research on a band or a guest, lately I've been like listening to the whole. I'll start with album 1 and just go to see kind of feel that like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's you're the second band I've seen this, but your first record that was independent was you put it out again later.
Yeah.
Right. And I saw this word. I'm like, what does Redux Redux?
Redux. I don't know
yeah.
why it was called that, honestly.
What does that mean?
So the money from the streaming that was starting to kind of dry up, and at the time our band was really small, so we needed all the money we could get to like for van and trailer and all that. And then our label was like, hey, if you want to re-record it and make a re-release kind of, then we'll we'll cover that. We'll do a 50-50 split on it.
Sick.
And so it kind of like, and they gave some money up front because obviously buying the
Nice.
rights to the music. So it really helped like at the time because that album, when it was doing well, the independent, we were making like $2-3 a month on like streaming. And then it started drying up to like 600 as the new records started coming out and it got older. And we were like, we want to upgrade our gear and stuff like that. So when they're like, hey, we'll give X amount of money up front to buy the rights and do a 50-50 split. We were just like, but you just have to re-record it, re-release it to kind of reintroduce it to the world.
That's
And-
a good option for a lot of bands. I mean, one we were just talking about it on the car ride here. Thrice just redid "Artist in the Ambulance" and re-recorded the whole thing.
What?
Yeah, re-recorded the whole record. And
How recent is that?
Huh?
How recent is that?
Week or 2.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
really
like
recently.
Just put it out. But the other thing is, it's like the Taylor Swift
Yep.
situation. So like, you have a record, you put it out, somebody else owns the masters, but it's been like, I forget legally if it's like 8 years post recoup or something like that. You can retain rights or you can re-record it. And you can just put out your own version of it.
Yeah,
so that's why there's
she
the Taylor
re-recorded,
version
like-
of everything is because she can just push the streams of that, and then she owns all of those masters.
Holy
and sure,
moly.
the label, own the original ones, but
course.
when you have the power to get fans to be influenced by it, which Artist in the Ambulance came out on Island Def Jam, I assume that they probably...
really?
Yeah.
it came out at Def Jam.
Island Def Jam. Yeah, them and Thursday at that time were signed to Island Def Jam, and War All the Time came out by Thursday, and Artist in the Ambulance came out by Thrice.
See the label, Island Records.
I don't play.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
That was when they were taking a chance on the scene.
yeah. I didn't know that was a major label fucking record.
Yes, sir.
That's the record. Holy moly!
Yeah.
So they re-recorded this album.
Yes, sir.
And they have like guest vocals on a lot of the songs, like Sam Carter's on a song, and there's some other
wow.
features.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
He was saying it sounds great. I haven't listened to it yet, but Trey says it sounds awesome.
Sounds cool. Like it's like more of their, I don't know. Dustin's voice is so much more
Matured.
seasoned now,
Husky.
and it like so it's just got the extra like flavor in it now, and everything's kind of more their modern recording style. It sounds cool.
That's great. Yeah, they're playing around here pretty soon, so the timing of that's pretty. That's very well thought out.
Yeah.
That's Thrice. What a fucking legendary band, dude.
One of my faves.
We
Yeah.
watched them play in the rain at Blue Ridge.
I cried like a bitch. First we're on stage and we're side stage and they're playing Black Honey and I started crying. I was like, man,
Black Honey.
Fuck. And we go out to like right in front of the soundboard and it starts hitting with the rain and they play Hurricane and it's
Nice.
gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Oh, it was the best, man.
They sounded so good.
They did.
It is, they're just one of the most amazing bands for me. They're just
Goats.
stylistically
The Goats.
so unique. Dustin's voice is so unique. Plus Tepe making his own guitars now and playing them. But
Sick.
just one of my favorites. Love that band to death. Yeah.
Tepe was like perfect.
Yeah.
He literally, like, his guitar was so clear, and he literally did not do anything wrong.
Yeah.
He's not playing like the most technical stuff, but
Some of it's like pretty
there was
tough,
some like
though.
tap slidey things and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
he was.
And he was doing that shit when people were not. Like, you had, like, Minus the Bear and, like, some bands getting real weird with tapping stuff, but he was one of the guitar players that popularized that for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
It's pretty sick. Well, I mean, I don't want to keep you guys for too long. I know you guys got to go back and sound check. But, man, I appreciate the fuck out of you guys. Thank you for making that drive and making time. I know you guys are only on day 2, which is day 2 tends to be harder than day 1 sometimes. You're trying to, like, you don't have your schedule yet, but now I gotta go to fucking do this podcast.
Your neck is sore.
You're older, you're feeling it. It's like I gotta do my yoga.
Yeah, that's
We surprisingly had a very easy day 1 yesterday, so
Really?
yeah,
Knock on
been
wood,
really
baby.
good. So hopefully today we'll continue that trend.
Yeah.
So.
What I'm telling you guys, what a fucking sick lineup, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
It really is
Northlane.
stacked.
dude, it's
Alphawolf.
crazy, bro. Yeah, if you're chilling, man, you want to come see the show tonight.
I'll be there.
It's fun as fuck, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's very metalcore. If you love metalcore, this is the show to see.
Holy moly.
It's
You're-
selling out pretty good. We're doing okay.
To be sold out shows that are fucking massive venues. Oh my goodness, dude. You guys going everywhere. Yeah, Texas. So would Dallas be a hometown show for you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, we got Houston, San Antonio. You guys going to Florida, Atlanta.
Yo,
Baltimore,
Houston,
New
you
York.
see how you don't got a low ticket warning? That's how it be.
Get on it.
Houston is actually, I think, one of the hardest markets to
Yeah.
like
It is.
sell.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a running joke at this point. Like you'll see, who was it that was like had their whole tour sold out?
Counterparts.
Or like Lorna Shore or something, and Houston's the only fucking.
Oh
one
yeah,
on the
Brandon
ad map.
pointed it out. He was like, "Oh, and look which city isn't sold out."
Yeah.
Well, Houston, you're a fucking badass. All right, everyone, we'll check out Fit for a King. They're on tour literally right now with Northlane, Alphawolf, and Kingdom of
Kingdom of Giants. They're a Cali band.
Sick.
If you never heard of them, man.
Are they
Sick.
really?
Yeah.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
Sac. Oh, right on. Well, shit, where can people find you guys?
All over.
Everywhere.
Just type in "Fit for a King" on
Fit for a
Google.
You got
All the things.
Instagram,
Spotify.
Facebook, the MySpace. Come on.
All of it.
Even
MySpace.
down
Yeah.
to the TikTok. We've got a Friendster. We've got it all.
Chronically online. as
Chronically
Kirby said.
online.
Well, fuck yeah, guys. Good,
Chris.
good seeing you guys, man. Pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
All right,
you
well,
so
thanks
much.
for
Thank
having
you
us.
very much for having us, man.
Thank you.
Anytime. All right, everyone, that's it. Later.